Well, what you talking about? You don't know who this guy is?
Nah, I don't know who this guy is. You man, I'm looking for Orlando, man.
Wait, I'm right here.
No, there ain't no way that's Orlando.
Why?
No, because you used to be my guy, man. I don't
What
see
happened?
you no more.
You don't see me no more.
No, I don't I don't hear from you no more.
Let me explain something to you. You always on the travel. First of all, I see more of you on IG.
Hey, listen.
Than I see you in person.
You know this compatible of when it's Christmas or something, a holiday, and somebody tell you, you know what, I didn't buy you nothing because you got everything. Like, listen, man. Listen, I'm a veteran. You can't play me with these games.
Man, whatever.
No. You just don't check on me no more. Hear from you. It's just nothing, man.
It's
no effort, Plies.
It's no homeboy time no more.
Man, me and Plies are tight. I know, and it's funny.
Not according to him.
You got real corporate, old man.
I got real corporate.
You real corporate, man. What's up with you, man? You just switching on us, man.
Man, you first of all, the record is dope. I'm gonna say the record is fire.
Appreciate that, man.
I mean, it's got I like the.
You kind of sound like the old Orlando now.
Whatever. I like the fact that you got the visuals done exactly when the record hit. And we was talking about that. Is that the new now? That the visuals got to be set the day it hit? Because Davi said he thought the attention span is like crazy.
I'm a little all over the place. For me, my brother, my other half, he believe that.
That it got to all be set. Like when it's ready to go, it's go.
But I try to make sure it's set when I'm in album mode, I'm ready to roll out a project. I try to, when I'm just out here underground thugging, it don't matter. But this situation right here, this is the record to roll out, the Purple Heart album. So I just wanted to make sure everything was lined up right.
I mean, now when you look at it, because the game, you've gone from where y'all were doing this like traditionally when it was CDs and it was end caps and it was Sam Goodies and all that stuff to where it is now. The game, how is it different?
First of all, listen, don't make me sound ancient, man. Don't come telling me that.
Is that what it makes?
Don't make me sound ancient, man.
No, the digital game has made this different with the streaming and everything else and videos and stuff. It's made the whole game different. So you've been able to finagle this where you've been able to still do what you do, but also, like we said, your IG posts are almost like songs now. They in rotation.
You gotta. I mean, it's always important to keep up with what's going on. I think I ain't never lost that niche, to be able to do that. Like, you got to be
still. But the end of the street.
You still got to be active. From the standpoint of whatever it is you're trying to do. Like, I'm interested in radio, so I study radio. I'm interested in being able to still connect with my core, so I study my core.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm that way about everything. So to be able to stay in the loop and to still be able to have this run and still be able to identify what people want to hear from me, I think it just comes with a lot of dedication and work.
P, you went through multiple albums without having any rap features on a single. Now you have this record with Kevin Gates. What made you change that, and what made you pick Gates in particular?
Listen, these kind of questions Orlando was supposed to ask. When somebody really a fan and they really your people's, so you ask the right question. But that's a question I really thought Orlando would ask me. But no, to answer your question, man, with Gates, that's like a brother to me. You know what I mean? Like, Gates one of the first people that I seen in this industry that I felt like I connected with and had a lot of things lined up. We shared a lot of the same similar beliefs. KG first album that he came out with, he ain't had no features, not no rap features. At some point, I don't know if he'll like me to publicly say it, but KG at one point was kind of standoffish too. You know what I mean? He kind of just did his own thing, stayed in his own lane, mind his own business. So I felt like it's just a lot of things that he embodied that I felt like we lined up with perfectly. So for this particular record, I actually had this record when he was incarcerated, but I didn't want nobody else on it until he actually came home. So it was a record that I sat on it probably over a year.
Wow. It's
funny, too, because in the video, you got a vignette with him and his girl.
Yeah.
And just the way he's been focused on his relationship, and that's it.
Yeah.
That seemed like that probably was important to him.
Well, for most of the people that I have somewhat of a relationship with, if they get into a situation, they're incarcerated. When they come home, I kind of try to stay out of their way.
Yeah.
I ain't one of the guys to try to bombard you with texts and, let's work. And I kind of pride myself not doing that.
Let him come home.
You feel like everybody does that, so you want to kind of stay. Yeah.
So with Gates, when he first touched down and first came home, I hadn't talked to him in like months.
Yeah.
And when we finally got on the phone, it was like he had never been nowhere. So I told him when we decided to do the record, I told him the visual, I'm coming to you. Like, I want to shoot it in L.A. So I ended up going to L.A., flying to L.A., shooting the record with him. But KG a whole different animal. Like, he don't want you to stay at a hotel. He wants you to stay at his house.
That's nice.
And he ain't that way with anybody.
Right.
It's just he a genuine person from that standpoint. And this situation here was just a fun situation. It just felt right. Everything about it felt right.
We got text coming in. It says, I love all the above. I heard a snip on Plies Instagram. Somebody else said, banger, I'm losing my mind in the car right now.
Oh, y'all played it right?
Yeah.
We just did it.
Orlando played the record. You played the record?
Oh, he loves you.
Hey, man.
Y'all know what?
Hey, you showing symptoms of being my old dog.
You know what?
You might just be Orlando.
I am not putting up with this kind of bullying right now. Like, this is insane. Yeah, that was fire. Just turned on my radio. We riding in the car. Can't wait to hear it again. Somebody said, ask Plies, get in contact. How do I get in contact information to send music to him and Big Gates? Do people still roll up to you with demos or whatever, like trying to, like, flash drives or whatever? I mean, that's still something you get?
Yeah, I still get it. I try to always put myself in their situation. I wasn't the guy who passed out the demo to you and told you to listen to me, but, I understand their situation. So I don't never want to be the artist that, due to my situation, feel like I ain't got time for your situation. So I listen to it, but for me, the artist thing in me is a little different. I kind of look at that differently. Like, don't let this discourage you if you're an artist. But for me, signing an artist now, I'm not willing to invest, $300,000, $400,000 in you just for you to get popping and then start telling me what you ain't gonna do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not interested in that. I'd rather spend $300,000 and bust it up, 6 ways and put 50,000 here, 50,000 here, 50,000 here, 50,000, and I just try me some business ordeals. And if one of them 6 things work, cool. If they don't, whatever. But
instead of just giving it to somebody,
instead of me spending all my time believing in you, trying to bring you along on this ride, and then you willing to listen to me to get popping, but once you get popping, then you want to tell me, nah, I'm good, I got it from here.
That's crazy because that's what a lot of people say about young artists now, because you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
Like even back in Motown, they had finishing school where they taught you how to. Like Berry Gordy was allowed to tell people what to do.
Right.
Quincy Jones told people what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Clive Davis, people listened to him and their careers took off. Now, when they in the conference room, they got more talking than the executives.
But
telling them what they won't do, like you saying.
I look at it in 2 folds. If you're an artist, a young artist, new artist, and you got a situation popping already on your own, I respect that.
Yeah.
But if you're an artist, I just see you and I just think, hey man, she can be a star. I think I can make her a star, but nobody don't know her.
And you got to mold her.
And I got to mold her and invest in her and,
it's a lot.
Put just as much time into her as I do my own situation. And then when you pop, you
flip
and people go to knowing you
get brand new.
And, yeah. Now I tell you, hey, I think we should do this. You say, no. I think we should do it this way. Like
sounds like this has happened to you before.
I mean,
sound like you met some brand new people.
No. But to be honest with you, a lot of the artists that I work with that we've signed, they always been pretty much straight shooting guys.
Yeah.
But for myself, we done had a local artist here too. But like I said, I understand it. It's just for me. I never been that guy, so that's what make it a little harder for me. Like for me, if you telling me to do something and it's working, I'm riding it out.
Right.
Like listen, it's good. Like,
mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't look at it like that.
No,
a lot of people want to be responsible for their own success, which I understand that. It's just for me. If I never had nothing and someone is pointing me in the right direction and now life is good for me, I just want to do more of that.
Yeah. No, I got you. All right. Well, hey, Plies is in the building right now. He ain't going nowhere because we ain't going to let him go because apparently we still got to have a conversation.
Yes, we do.
He doesn't identify.
Hey, man,
he doesn't recognize
this
me.
This guy might be Orlando.
No. It's Wild 94.1. Hold on.
Wild 94.1.
All right, we kicking it off right here because we got P in the building. Plies is in the house, and we got this queued up. If you want to introduce it and start it off, we'll run it again.
No.
Why you don't like to introduce your own joint?
No. Because we finna keep this whole the return of Orlando. we finna keep this.
We gonna have this conversation for everybody.
Yeah. We gonna keep
let me tell you, Plies used to. If you want to keep it 100, just an absolute buck. Plies used to hit me and be like, "Hey man, I got this new record, man. Brother wants you to hear it," and he'll invite me down, or he'll say, "Hey man, I'm down here eating. What you doing?" Like, I'm buying a new car. Somebody will be beside me.
I know you was finna throw the car thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he'll be like, it'll be just.
You knew the people at Mercedes way before me. You told me who to go see over there, man. Stop, man. Come on,
no,
man.
I got to know his people there. You know, so you would hit me up and be like, "Yo, man, like I'm working on this." Or at least I would be, because I don't want to buy. I follow everything that you do, even if I'm not checking in with you. We know, we come in, we laugh about it. I got them all queued up here.
Right.
You know, we gonna talk about the whole thing. So I follow what you do, and I see you on the road. And it's hard to get a hold of you because you change numbers like Batman.
You using that one?
Every time he hit me, it's from a different number.
I got the same on the last 7 years.
I would name one right now. I guarantee you it ain't right now. I would throw it out there right now because I know it ain't right.
You were doing so good up until that point, bro. Come on, man. You were doing really good.
Watch this. All right, I got right now. I currently have.
Call it.
I have three numbers for you.
Yeah,
I have a 310 number.
Right,
I got a 917
I'm
number.
gonna leave.
I got a 661 number.
Is you
like what?
Is you the fan? I can't believe you giving all my information out like this, man. I'm hiding from people, man. There's people looking for me, man.
Let me tell y'all something, man. This
What's
guy,
up?
I've known this guy for a very long time. I was introduced to him by DJ Christian backstage at Wild Splash when he came and killed it, and I didn't even know who he was. I'm like, yo, I got to get to know this guy.
I'm gonna tell you what's disappointing about the whole situation, man. Listen, you was one of the few guys, not even a handful of guys, a couple finger guys that I just enjoyed talking to, man. Like, we don't talk about music. We talk about
lengthy life conversations.
Lengthy, like, and you just left me out here for dead, man.
I ain't ghosted you out here for dead.
They left me out here for dead.
No,
I still hear you buying cars. I still hear the house done got bigger.
You gonna throw that out there?
Okay, you might as well.
You gonna throw that out there?
You done already set me up and gave me a phone number.
Now, when you had your situation, and I even use that word because Davy said, I love how Plies throw in there, like, whatever it is, it's a situation.
Yeah.
Like, when he had his situation with TSA, and you put up a post saying, hey, man, I appreciate everybody that, checked on me.
Right.
Whatever. And I looked at it, and I'm like, man, I told him, I said,
You know I was sneak dissing you, right?
I know you were. I know you were sneaking. You like everybody who checked on my well-being. And I'm like, I don't want to be them dudes just calling like, hey, man, you are. I mean, I know you are. Right?
So
you out. You snapping.
So you just stole my off-air conversation. Did I just tell y'all that?
Yes.
I just told you that about Kevin Gates.
I'm like, I knew you was
good,
all right,
man. You good, man.
I knew you was all right, and I saw you out. And
this hat that I'm looking at, you got on. All this starting to really come full circle with you, man.
Hey, man, this is the other hat though.
That's the other hat.
This the other hat. This make Kanye 2006 again.
I see it.
And we want that.
We missed the old Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, can we play the record first? Because I know Gates like, man, play the record.
Okay.
All right. I mean, we'll come back and talk. Because but you gotta understand, I'm still on your team.
You still on it?
I'm still on your team, man.
All right. I'm thinking I'm gonna go play what is it?
I mean, I might not walk through TSA with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? So after you got your situation, I went and got pre-check.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
The day after, I registered.
Well, you better slow down. That's what you gonna go do.
He said he'll do Gen Pop no more.
Yeah, I don't do Gen Pop no more. I'm going through the VIP.
Wait. What's Gen Pop, man?
That's the regular TSA. I go through pre-check, which is the other one that they don't have to check your bag. You walk through everything else.
Listen. David, because a lot of people ain't hear this. David just used the real big word off air.
Our audience knows. Trust me.
You changed your game, and he asked you.
I asked you if you had an epiphany.
What the fuck? What is that? I told him, what is that, bro? And then O just said Jim. Who that was?
Jim Pop.
What's Jim Pop?
General population, like in jail. Like everybody regular is over here.
I don't even need to know what that means. I'm glad I ain't know what Jim Pop meant.
Opposite of VIP.
No.
Hey, ladies, you are A, B, C, D. You are all the above. It is Kevin Gates with Plies right here for Purple Heart. First joint. I got to play this so you can get a vibe. We're going to come back and we're going to talk some more with the homie and let him know I'm on his team, man. Let's get this in. Plies, Kevin Gates, kicking off the Purple Heart season right here with all the above. New video out as well. It's up on wild941.com right now. Be clear. We get all that up.
Hey.
What?
Hey, hold on.
What? No.
We're going to talk about the record in a second.
He's still going.
Hey, listen, man. I found out something right now, and we should really, we should really look deep, hard into this radio station over here, man. Wild 94.1. Because it's some historical stuff. They really for the people. We were just talking about going to jail off out, just for everybody who don't know. And I said, Orlando, man, we got to get them people in Orient Road. We got to get them something better to eat.
Yeah.
You know, and they was like, man, when you was down there, what they was trying to get you.
Yeah.
And I asked, you didn't.
I said they
you
tried
been
to.
down
I
there?
skipped the bologna sandwich when I was in there.
Yeah, I said, you been down to the joint, man.
I did 5.
You did 5? Hey, I never knew was locked up before.
Hell yeah. My mug shot is out there. People made T-shirts and all kinds of stuff.
Then I asked David, he ever been down there?
Yeah.
He said, I had a little vacation.
I've been to
down there.
Orient and Falkenberg. Yeah, you been both.
Yeah, true
I
story.
ain't never been to Falkenberg.
You ain't been so much.
Hey, you realer than me. I ain't been to
I'm
Falkenberg.
getting pulled over on the way home.
Hey, you been selling some records right now, David. We got to get you a rap, man.
But you ain't signed no artist, though.
Then he flipped it and turned around to our music director, Brewster. He's like, wait, you ever been in there? She like, yeah.
Everybody here has been locked up. Y'all got to be the really radio station in the country.
Wait, first of all, mine was just on a failure to appear in court, and it was like a mistake. But they
you
had me in
been
there
on there.
5 hours. I was in that big holding cell. They had a lockdown. They was
Hey,
missing
listen.
somebody.
Ain't nothing supposed to take that long, man.
Yo, I
It's
was
nothing supposed to take that long.
5 hours.
How
Bro.
long?
5 hours.
How long were you there for?
Which time?
This last situation.
Last time.
The last time, I think I was in there. This is how long I was in there. I probably it was probably 8 hours because I know the whole
Long.
system now.
Yeah.
I came in, they took me in intake. I did intake. I left intake.
How do they treat you when you walk in? Like, I mean, when it's Plies, I mean, what? Because come on, I mean, you know,
it was interesting.
it was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Did you have any fans you rolled into, or was it just like a lot of attitude?
A lot of them. A
lot of fans?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Good.
Okay.
But it was a moment for me because, and I always say that, man. I hate God give me mine that way. Because for me, like let it happen a different way, man. Not in here. You know? Because nothing's supposed to take this long. I went to intake, then you got to go to property, then you got to go to. I don't want to do all.
Right.
I'm not trying to stay here, man.
Yeah, they got to separate it. But when they start passing out them orange jumpsuits and everything, that's when I start moving back in the line.
I told him, hey, listen, man, I'm on my way out of here. I ain't planning on going to sleep. Not me. I'm on my way out of here, man. I told him, you get somebody else. He might want that. I don't want that.
The lucky part is with me, they didn't know who I was because this wasn't when social media was popping, so people knew my voice.
Right.
But I went in there and they were like,
So you been a gangster?
Oh, they didn't know who I was, so I'm in there and I gave up the bologna sandwich. The dude sitting next to me was like, "Man, you don't know how long you gonna be in. You sure you gonna get this to me?"
Right.
So he eating the sandwich, and the lady figured out. The lady in the holding room was like, "Orlando," and he looked up. He's like, "Man, Orlando." She said, "Orlando from WiLD."
Right.
And I ain't turn around.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't want to be in there flossing like, hey, I'm a DJ. I ain't tell nobody. so the dude was like, oh, man, Orlando from WiLD up in this bitch?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, man. I just kept my head low.
Who's that?
And she said, if you don't turn around, I'm coming over there.
Right.
And I turned around and looked at her. I said, hey. And she said, come over here. He's like, oh, man, I got Orlando bologna sandwich.
Because see, in Orient, everybody together.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a big holding cell.
Yeah, it's a big, it's
It's a mixture.
It's a party.
Yeah, it ain't no party. I ain't agree agree with you on that one. It wasn't no part of me. Hey, listen, man, that ain't for me. It's a lot of things for me. Jail, that ain't. It's just, you know.
And for everybody out there, it was an honest mistake. Because you explained to us, it was the way you do it. You didn't have to do it that way because you weren't looking for your jewelry bag.
I got, 3-4 guys around me who, that's what they get paid to do. They license to carry, firearms.
And Second Amendment, we all celebrate the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
You can carry. If they give you the right, take the right.
I was telling you all, like I was going to New York. That's where I was going. I knew, I know I couldn't have a firearm in New York. But for me, I always try to do like my brother tell me to do. I always try to dig and find out the message in anything that happened to me. And for me, I looked at it and said, man, if he didn't catch this and I got on the plane,
and
I would have got to New York.
Oh, Lord.
And I would have had this in my bag.
Oh, my God.
It was a real issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me,
because you look like a type that somebody gonna stop in New York. You know what I mean? Like if you in New York, the jewels, the teeth,
it was one of the moments. Like at the time, when everything was happening, it ain't what I was trying to think about. But when I took a step back and really looked at it and tried to find out what the meaning was behind it, I took that from that. I said, man, like this was one of them situations that I was thankful that this got flagged on this side than me getting in New York where this is zero tolerance for that.
Plies is here, and every time he comes in, people get to notice that he's real cerebral, that he's not
cerebral. Here we go.
What's cerebral?
That's it. Pregnancy or something? What is that?
Like chill. You.
Oh, okay.
Cerebral is like you're a thinker. You're not just a dude out here being crazy. You use your head.
Frontal lobe.
No, but we talked about
that
off air. Yeah, I told you. I said the biggest thing that I don't like about some of my stumbles, I don't like to be a part of something that don't make me seem smart.
Right.
Like I'm big on that. I'm culturally big on that. Like I'm hard on myself. I ain't perfect, but I just don't like to be in situations where I allow people. It's like my grandma used to say all the time: don't give people the bullets to shoot you with.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So for me, I don't like being in situations where I'm like, like
I just gave him one.
I'm supposed to be sharper than
yeah, I just gave him one.
So I'm hard on me about that.
That's what I was telling them about, the whole hat thing when we was talking about yesterday. Mm-hmm. I was like, I didn't like the fact that there's some people out there who don't know hip hop,
right?
Who all they saw was, man, some rapper was in the White House cussing,
right,
yeah.
And it make us who are involved in hip hop look janky,
right?
So I don't want to give people the bullets.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Kanye gave him a clip yesterday. So that's just what it was. Now, here's the deal, though. When I say he a thinker, that's what those conversations that he's talking about that we have. Because we have massive, conversations about just life.
Yes.
And I get to know he's, got that advice. Y'all get to know on
God.
Instagram.
Everybody.
And let me explain something to y'all.
What's
we picked
Instagram?
our hot 5.
I be hearing people talk to me about Instagram. I don't know. Go ahead.
We picked our hot 5.
Go ahead.
Now, because these are things like Plies has been around radio so much that I think he's running his own radio station on his IG. He just got topics because you can run your radio show off that. This one right here was a question that he asked on his IG. You got to follow him. It's at Plies at Plies.
Hey, before I say this, I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it, so don't y'all go to jumping all goddamn it on me. But listen, how y'all feel about people who go to church on Sunday, clap, sing, shout, yell, the whole nine. And soon as they get back to their house and get out that car and put that key in the door and walking out, they had them a goddamn drink. Hey, if that's what you do, I'm not knocking the hustle. I just want to ask y'all, because I just had this conversation with somebody. Is that okay? Is that y'all feel like there's backslide? I know some of y'all gonna say they were drinking in the Bible too. How y'all feel about that? People who go to church and praise the Lord, and then as soon as they come home, they pop that damn bottle open, man. How y'all feel about that?
You can have a drink, Plies.
You ain't got to tell me.
You can have a drink.
He said no judgment.
You can have a drink after church. They did have liquor.
People drink at church.
In the Bible.
No. So
Jesus made water in the wine.
I always hear people say that about wine and yike ain't the same thing. Agreed. That ain't the same thing. Now, you can drink some wine. I understand that.
Jesus ain't make no yak.
No, he ain't make no yak.
He ain't make no
Jesus don't even know nothing about yak.
All right, there's also ladies out there who always want to know how Plies is in a relationship. He got this one.
Hey, listen, some of y'all may agree with this, some of y'all may not. But let me explain something to you. Just cause we having sex, it don't mean you entitled to all my business. It don't mean that. You know, if you're my lady, then that's something totally different. But we in a casual relationship, then you get casual information. Don't get no exclusivity. No. We're in a casual relationship, you get casual information from me. That's just how that go. You know, if we dead serious, then you get dead serious information from me. But other than that, you need to put your shades on and chill out.
Okay, wait. First of all, exclusivity.
Hey, listen.
Exclusivity hurt us because that ain't a word. That's not a word right there.
It's not.
Exclusivity ain't a word.
Oh, all right. Hey.
It's exclusivity.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, close.
There go that Florida State degree. I didn't know. But
Now what?
But no, you know what? When I first of all, whoever doing these edits is amazing over there.
That would be
Whoever,
I chop these up myself.
you chop these up?
Because
Okay.
your go-to word is mother. You put
Yeah.
MF
That should-
in
you
the
know what?
middle at every word.
that should be allowed on radio.
No, each one of them 325,000.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Each one of them.
How?
How FCC?
They didn't charge him in the Oval Office yesterday. So why they bothering you?
Because they beeped it.
Oh, well, yeah, they shouldn't be bothering you. Not about the, not about
Trump got
profanity.
it. Kanye got it. Hey, don't worry about it. We edited it out though because the thing is we figured out that if they do a BET uncut
Okay.
with real videos like they used to and let you drive around in the car and just talk in between 2 or 3 videos, that'll be a home run. I know Big Gates a businessman,
And that requires
Bruh.
a big check.
but I'm saying you are a VJ. With topics, like you have people retweet all your stuff.
I think life is topics.
Have you had anybody hit you up about doing anything like
All the
that?
time.
Yeah?
You
Have
should do
thought
it
about
though. You should do it. You should not. There's no way you should not be on TV or something. You just
I
gotta
always
clean
told
up your language.
No, I ain't.
There you go.
So we gotta put you on cable then.
On cable?
Yeah, we gotta put on YouTube or something. You gotta be on something that's getting you money.
Could do like HBO.
IG is free.
Yeah, but they allow you to use. But they don't allow you to cuss on cable. I don't even watch TV.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can cuss on cable.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, so you
Hey,
get
we might
you
do
get on
cable.
Stars or something like that, or get on something like what Power is. You can do some
I
cussing.
don't be watching all y'all.
Don't do it, Plies. I know
Man,
you
do
do
it,
it without
dog.
the reality
Get
show.
that bag.
Ain't
I
that.
saw you talking about the bag. You said, "Ladies, my bag is massive." I know you might not need it, but this is part of the
But I
brand.
told my brother that I said whenever he feel that it's the right time to launch that side of what it is that I'm trying to do, I'm with it. You
It's
know what I
there.
mean? Yeah, it's like I was telling
gotta
y'all,
do
like
it.
the space that I'm in now is that's what it's about for me. I never, I don't even know if this is on air worthy, but I never was like in love with what I did. You know what I mean? Like I did it. Like I just felt like I wanted to talk about this day, so I went and made a song and I talked about this day. And then when I showed up at a venue and 4,000 people, I was like, this is like cool. Like, but I never fell in love with it, and that's just kind of where I'm at now. Like the other phases of my life and what it is that I want to do outside of music. I'm just trying to take that a little bit more serious and be more passionate about everything that I do now. So it's kind of like what I was just telling you about having stumbles. I take things way more serious now. So when I have the hiccups and the non-smart hiccups, then I had to go back to the drawing board.
You said you never fell in love with the craft and everything like that. So what were you in love with? Like, what was your passion? Because you had the resources to do anything, go anywhere you want.
Like I was, for me, it was just about being able to go. That's why jail don't work for me. Cause I'm just a person that I like to go and come and go as I please. Like I'm just not really a systematic guy. Like I don't enjoy being told what to do, really. You know what I mean? But that's a little soft ego in it. But for me,
I answer that from my side as your friend. I'll say it was Gates.
Yeah.
Because when his situation ended, you wanted him to walk out And you kept saying that to me. I got to get this thing
That's all
right
that
when my
matters to
brother
me.
come home.
That's all that mattered. My plan was when my brother came home to get him the bag, and I'd ride off in the sunset. Like I was cool, like because it wasn't fun to me. Like when he was locked up,
it was work.
It was work. All I kept saying was, I can't F this up.
Right.
Like, this was his dream. This was his idea. Like he put this together. The situation happened. He was incarcerated. He was locked up. I was running point on it. Put in a situation that I had never been put in before.
And that's when we met.
Right.
And everything was focused on him getting in.
Right. So for me, I was just trying to not fumble until he came home to see what he had built.
Right.
And when he came home, I was sold on that. I was like, man, I'm straight. Like I'm good. And he was like, nah, this can't happen.
This go time. We gotta go.
So we just kept moving like that.
Now that you're all in with traveling, touring, brand new music that came out, are you a little anxious? You have a little anxiety checking like YouTube numbers? No. You know what I mean? Making sure it's checking like the Billboard charts. Are you going to really be setting your mind on that? Unlike before, maybe you weren't really doing that.
For me, even before when it happened with me, that wasn't, it's like Plex. Like I got a whole wing of my house where that's just what plaques that they still in the box and wrapped up like how they sent them to me. Like I don't have a plaque hanging up in my house. Like no, I've never hung a plaque up in my house. I don't have accomplishments in my house. Like, and that's an internal thing with myself. Like I just don't. I don't believe in that. It's like being a good dad. Like I don't feel like you got to applaud me for being a good dad. Like that's just something I'm supposed to do.
Who you are.
Yeah.
Low expectation have.
So
I'm a good daddy. I'm supposed to be a good.
Yeah. So
but if you got a Grammy, you want to put that up in the house?
No.
Really?
Really?
Man,
Would you give it to your
you better
family member?
put that thing up. That's a Grammy.
To you, it is a Grammy. It's not a Grammy. Like what that gives me acceptance from people that don't know me anyway.
That's true.
So for me, it's not, even when I was nominated for him before, like that wasn't something that I was dying to have happen for my life. Like I've always been that person. I don't need someone else to validate me.
That's got to drive, because when I saw you up in Atlantic, I knew something. Because when I see you at that desk, I'm like, okay,
when
something
they see
coming.
me, they know.
Because I get my information about what's going on with Plies usually from Plies. When the Atlantic people hit me about it, I'm like, oh, something big's coming. Because like they trying to set up meetings. I'm like, I can call them myself, but it came through 3 people. Go
ahead. Oh.
But that's the process. But those people who work for him, if he gets that Grammy or he does that, or just getting nominated, when he gets nominated, their lives get much better. Like he don't care, but they like, yo, please.
Yeah.
Because
that's the business side of it that they look at.
And I agree with that. Like I never try to lose focus in the fact that I got partnerships with people.
Yeah.
So when I'm out here just doing my own thing, like I'm not in the 360 deals at Atlantic. Like
it's yours.
I'm not in them situations. But for me, I'm still mindful of the fact that I got a partner. So I'm trying to make sure my partner wins. I'm trying to make sure my partner eat. But they know the same thing. Like our relationship has always been a relationship because they allow me to do what I do and bring it back to them, and they push the button. But I'm mindful of that, so I don't just bring them anything.
Yeah.
I bring it to them when I'm ready to go, and I feel like this is what I want to roll out my situation, then we good.
That's when it's go time.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back on the other side because we got a couple more of these high five. We're going to get in, and we're going to get it in with Plies before we get out of here. So hold on. Wild 94.1 Bass Party Station. I don't know who this is in front of me. It's like a clone or something. This ain't
the feeling is mutual.
This ain't the real P. This ain't the real P right here, man.
I know one thing. Both of us have been to Orient Road. We got more things in common than we even possibly think. Hey, but how we can get it? Can they hear us on Orient Road? No?
Huh?
Yeah.
They listen to us on Orient Road?
Yeah, they listen.
Hey, man, we got to get them people some. I'm serious, man.
What do you want to give them?
Some better food.
How you feel about that?
Well, I've never been, but I've definitely heard all the bologna sandwich stories.
It was bologna sandwich with us. It was bologna sandwich. It wasn't no mayonnaise. It was mustard.
I guess I'm asking more of a political question.
Like, do they deserve better food?
Of course they do. But there's a certain budget.
I mean, now wait a minute though. I mean, like in the holding thing in there. Like, I mean, if you in there for just a short time, bologna sandwich ain't bad. If it's got all the essentials.
But you didn't eat it.
I didn't eat it because I knew I was getting out soon.
Davi, did you eat yours?
I did not eat mine.
Why?
Because I knew I was getting out soon, too.
Like,
I was trying to prove
now
to
the
him I
dude
wasn't
next to
high.
me said he thought he was getting out soon and he was on his second month.
Oh my!
So he was like, that's why he
God.
took my sandwich. He's like, but before he ate it, he said, you sure you don't want it?
Oh, okay.
Because he's like, you might be in here longer than you
Polite.
expect. And I was like, no, dude, I know I'm getting out.
Well, do you
So-
think that they deserve like
I
chicken?
mean, what you
parm?
want him to give him? Like, I mean, you want to give him like full on good meals? Or?
I mean, you know, bro, come on, man. Like, oh, listen. They making money off you.
They are.
Yes.
So why not? I mean, you gotta have a steak, but
Something better.
Jail food.
Something better.
chicken parm.
Chicken parm?
Garlic bread.
Chicken parm.
Olive Garden up in it. Like, come on now. I mean, I was thinking chicken fingers. You talking about
that's
chicken
good.
parm?
Oh, listen. This is how I look at it. And correct me if I'm wrong. When I had my situation, I had to pay money to get out of it. I had to pay
Right.
$2,000.
Right.
$2,000 cash money. That's how I had to pay. I can't eat nothing better in here than this. I just gave you $2,000.
In a couple hours.
I would love to see the faces because everybody knows about P. People
I
are
just
texting
gave you
us.
$2,000,
People
man.
are texting us. I love how real he is. Everything else. I would love those people in Roaring Road to hear you say to them, "Pardon me, but is this what you expect me to eat?"
Oh, I just gave you $2,000, man. I was here 8 hours, man. I was here 8 hours. I can go to the Ritz-Carlton right over here. I could have went to the Ritz for $400-$500. You know, they was gonna roll it out. They was gonna add the champagne, the wine, a bologna sandwich. And it's I think it was like an apple juice or something.
Yeah.
Like something to get you right. I bet you got every nutrient that you needed to get out of that.
No.
There are no extras, no fat. Ain't no fat people supposed to be.
We
in
got
prison.
to get them some better food in there.
I mean,
feel like tax
trust me.
dollars
If I,
raising.
I didn't taste the sandwich, so I don't know how good it was. But I skipped it. So I
Oh,
do
you
think
ain't got
they
no
need-
heart for that, man.
They need better options. They do need better options. I don't know if it's chicken parm. I mean, it might
No
need to
chicken
do
parm?
something else.
Chicken fingers is good.
Chicken fingers is good. Give them a
I can agree
vegetable
with that.
instead of some fries. Give them some broccoli or
I like
something.
chicken
Some
fingers.
string beans or something.
If we're talking about jail real quick, I think a big issue is commissary and how expensive they make everything in commissary. You're getting paid 20 cents an hour to, do manual labor,
yeah.
but then a can of Coke is $10.
Yeah. I mean,
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they said it was like the biggest labor force because of the prison system and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, that was part of the diatribe that Kanye got through yesterday.
Hey, man, listen. After I say this, man, let's change the subject. Listen, my biggest problem that I had when I was there is I was watching. I said, man, this need to hurry up. The reason they need to hurry up for one reason. They don't give you no socks, man.
Socks? Is it cold?
It's freezing in there.
It's freezing. Bro, ain't nobody had no socks on, man. I said, ain't no way. I can't stay here.
I got hypothermia now.
There's no way. I can't get no socks.
Man, we got texts coming in here. Some people say, man, being a nurse at Oriented, yes, I tell you the food is disgusting. They said we should feed them better, blah, 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 blah. People up here are talking about you and the fact that they met you. Yo, I love Plies. This is real. He's a real G.
Oh, we got to talk about the medical fast.
What the medical in
No,
there?
and yeah, no. I don't know if they did it to you, but they did it to me. They make you sit down, and it's 70 people
Remembering?
that was there before me.
Oh, yeah.
They make you sit down.
Oh, yeah.
She put the thermostat or whatever in your, and I said, hold on, man. I said, listen, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no problem. But I just sat and watched you put the same thermostat.
Oh my God.
All you did was press a button and a clear top just popped off in the trash.
Right.
But-
That's the disposable part.
Right. But you put this in different levels of people's mouths. Like some it went to the tip, some it went way. I said, ma'am, listen, I don't want no problem. Let me say that again. Because if you tell me, I won't do it if I got to do it. But can you sanitize? Can you wipe? You got to wipe or nothing?
What'd she say?
No, she respected that.
Okay.
I said, man, you got no
Not
watch.
everybody get that respect though.
Oh my gosh.
You know how many people
Maybe
in there
everybody
like,
don't even
man, you
ask for
might
it.
need to dip that in some Purell. Like, if it's
Yeah.
prisoner, do I need to tase you?
I told
like,
her
they
that.
get a different response.
No, I told her, I said, you ain't got no peroxide or nothing. it's impossible. You can't ask me to sit here and just stick this in my mouth. There's no way.
What else did they do after they checked your temp?
They check your blood pressure. They check your blood pressure. They check your
Your eyes.
I think that was pretty.
Ask you a bunch of questions.
Yeah. You ever thought about killing yourself? I said, I don't know. It depends on how long before y'all let me out of it. I don't know. Ask me that tomorrow. Well, ask me now.
You getting it? Let's see. We love you very much, Plies. You're a smart man. I wish you the best. Met you twice, and I'm a big fan of yours. You as a person. God
Aw.
bless. Somebody else writes, Plies, real ASF.
Oh, finna ask me for something in a minute. Yeah, this is just a setup. This is
What,
setup.
you warming you up?
Yeah.
No,
You
man,
gotta
I'm
be
not- I'm
warming
not
up.
warming you up, dog.
reading all this.
I'm letting you know the people rocking with you, man.
They
You know
are.
what I'm saying?
That's always
Because it's always a good day when you got stuff coming out because you get out in this mode. Any other mode, it's like, you behind the scenes and you moving different.
I
This
think
is good.
But that worked for me. And the reason I said it worked for me, cause
Kind of a recluse.
bro, what?
Stay in the house, guy.
You stay to yourself.
You like to
just
stay.
can't say that. Let me put this in my phone.
Recluse.
Recluse?
Yeah.
Recluse.
You reclusive.
Okay.
Like Michael Jackson was a dude that he wanted to stay at Neverland. He wanted to be.
Oh, was you a
in his
double
spot.
major? You was a double major?
Yeah.
You had to be a double major. you keep hitting me with
Now
with all
wait,
this
that was a word that you learned on IG that you
Hold on.
learned from the Kavanaugh trials.
That was all.
That I saw you talk about. You was like, man, when I got drunk and acted a fool, they told me I was
No,
thug.
no. Oh, listen. Let's be. This is
Keep
straight
it a
up.
buck.
Let's just shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
Keep it gun barrel straight. Listen, I've never heard belligerent
Really?
used with black people. I've never heard somebody say
He acting ass.
Peanut was belligerent. I never heard that. I've never been in court and heard Mr. Walker was belligerent. I never heard that.
Yeah.
So when I seen the Kavanaugh hearing, I said belligerent. I said, they keep saying it
Every time he got drunk.
But when I watched him, push the politics aside, push party aside. When I watched him, I just really felt like I watched a guy that had a anger
Yeah.
issue.
He
Like,
was
whether it was scripted or or if that's really who he was.
Yeah.
But like they said, it was a job interview. So there's nowhere in America you could act like that
At
and get a
interview.
job.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you couldn't come here and act like that and get a job.
Right. You drink.
But the
You
word-
drink. If you did that, you'd be like,
There's no way.
can I treat him like a hostile witness, Your Honor? Like
That only works for a rapper and a politician. It don't work for nobody else. No, not a judge. So when I kept hearing the word belligerent, I kept saying, I said, man, what does belligerent mean?
What did you think it meant?
I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. So I had somebody
when you
look up.
found out what it was.
Yeah.
Ask Alexa.
I said, man, this
Alexa.
is, this is me. but it's like being a conservative.
Yeah.
It's like somebody, and I really took a step back, and it made me go research those kind of things. Like when somebody tell you somebody is a white nationalist,
You're right.
boy, that don't sound bad, do it?
It don't sound bad until you look at the
Until
whole
you
depth of it.
right.
Until you understand
You're
where
like,
it comes
holy
from and
crap.
the origin and everything else.
It's
That's
kind of
true.
know
That's
when
true.
people say what a conservative mean. Like
Yeah.
when you go really look up what that means, and I was like, man, these people is really ahead of their time. Like they really figured out a way to push agenda / terminology, but to craft it in a way that is what they would tell you in the political world.
But you
that
know
it's
what?
a dog whistle for certain things.
It is absolutely. It's a dog whistle for some people to come out of the woodwork, but also, conservative. Some people can be conservative about some things. You're a parent. If you like, my daughter ain't gonna be out here all times of night. Blah blah. I'm conservative about my kids.
Right.
But you like, but I don't mind if a person smoke a little weed if they want to. Like I'm liberal about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind going to the strip club. I'm liberal about that. You can be liberal about one thing and conservative about another. It's not just black and white.
Somebody told me this at a restaurant the other day I was in that. They said, as a bartender, there's two things they ain't supposed to talk about. Is religion and politics.
Right.
Yeah. The politics thing is a sensitive situation for a lot of people. But the question that I want to ask you about being that, like you said, you can be this on some side or this on the other side. People tell me all the time, I like such and such. I don't really like him, but I like his policy.
Mm-hmm.
I said his policy is him.
It is. But some people are wrong when they vote.
Your policy is you.
You should vote. The way I think, I can't tell anybody else how to vote, but I tell people I vote because I've voted across lines. I voted policy before I vote party. If the party ain't right, and I'm like, I got to switch up because I'm looking at what you about, and if you about what I'm about over here, I'm following the policy.
Now let me give you the street side of this. Okay. How it works in the hood.
Okay, never been there.
They called if you selling drugs and I hang with you, all of us, we just hang out there and kick it. It's an organization.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they call that conspiracy.
Yeah, we all together. In one accord.
Hit you with the RICO.
Yeah,
because you was doing illegal activity, and they saying because me and you, Davy, because we didn't call and report him.
Yeah,
y'all in.
We go with him too.
We're his accomplices now.
You know? But in the political world, you can hopscotch. You can
separate.
You can separate. But in the real world, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's why politics is a different game.
It's dirty.
And the people who've been trying to get in, who are in there, been trying to get there a long time. Some are longer than rappers been trying to be rappers.
Right.
Politicians are like that. But see, you know what's funny too? You wouldn't think unless you heard Plies in these kind of junctures that he is, like this. That he's paying attention to this stuff. Because now people who know him know. But people who are fans of him are like, and they just hear his voice go up high, like, it doesn't. Like, they hear all that. But that's him. But the content is different.
I think that's the crazy part because I didn't understand that for a long time. Like, I ain't grow up in a situation where politics was, where politics was on the forefront. No disrespect to her. I love her more than anything in the world. Like, me and my mama them didn't have them kind of conversations. Like, that just wasn't. And it just took me to get a situation or to, do better for myself that I realized, like, man, like, I'm trying to figure out how to survive in a world that wasn't made for me. Like, it wasn't made for me. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to live a life. I'm trying to figure out how to live by some set of rules
that you do in school on.
Period.
But are you schooling your son and your kids on it?
For me,
like, because you didn't have those conversations with your mom, but are you having?
For me, I look at it and I say this to my son. I look at it and say this. I say, it's things that he faced with, I'm not faced with. But that's why I don't look at him and expect him to be like me. I don't expect him to be like me. I ain't finna tell my son to go put earrings in his ear. Or I'm not trying to live my life again through him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm cool with, like I tell him, until people start telling you a lame, you ain't living right. When people start to tell you, man, he lame. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, you winning.
You're winning. Listen, man. Until you start hearing the word lame, you was doing this all wrong.
Right.
Yeah. You doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
To be the cool.
I ain't trying to raise nobody cool.
No, man. No.
Do your own thing.
That's what I tell. That's why I tell a lot of people about my daughters. I'm like, the last thing I want them to be is popping.
No.
I'm not trying to have my daughters popping. I don't want it.
You ain't winning. You ain't. To me, you ain't winning. Long term, you ain't winning. Like, and so for him, that's my biggest thing to him. Like, I try to allow him to understand what the playing field really is.
Yeah.
Because his things have gotten, better, but at the end of the day, they are what they are, and you gotta try to. And this, again, I throw this out there, but I'm gonna tell people this. You remember the little bracelet that you used to wear, and it used to say, "What would God do?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't kind of ask myself that no more. I really ask myself a lot of times, like, when I'm in a situation, what would white people do?
Oh.
It is a valuable kind of perspective.
How would they handle this?
How would this go down?
Because I know if I handle this how I think they would handle this,
might have a different outcome.
They're going to understand my decision. It's kind of like being in court. If I had everybody in the hood that was on the jury, I had 12 people, they were just all from the hood. They would understand why I got
story.
They would understand most of the things of why I did what I just did. They would just understand that. They just totally would understand that.
Yeah.
But that's not where a lot of decisions is. You look at the House, you look at the Senate, you look at the House, bro, those people don't understand my way of living.
Oh, no.
They just don't.
They don't understand a lot. They had to bring a lady in to talk to the lady. They
Right.
were like, yo, we can't question her.
Right, absolutely.
You're not getting us caught up.
And that was a good thing because I mean it was to them in a certain extent
Kept
to
them out the hot seat.
Right, they kept them out of the hot seat because
Yeah.
they knew they weren't going to be able to control themselves to be able to ask Miss Ford these questions without getting what they call belligerent. they already knew that. So one of the things that I do respect about a politician,
Yeah.
they always thinking.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And the thing that
Next step.
right. And the thing that I allow myself, I used to be a ESPN reality show connoisseur. But when I started really realizing what was going on, I said, man, like, why am I even watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now my TVs don't leave a news network, period, or Bloomberg, because that's all that really matters
Yeah, you got to be up on it.
for real.
Yeah.
Because they ain't hiding nothing. They telling you exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Like,
over and over again.
Right, over and
Yeah,
over again.
on the
Like,
loop.
ain't nobody hiding anything from
Yeah.
nobody. So for me, I just had to challenge myself to a certain extent. I don't get sucked up in it, but you gotta know what's going on.
Man, I always salute my homie because when he come in here, he give y'all the real. And like I said,
hey.
I ain't asking for nothing.
This is old way. This is his professional program director way of telling me it's time to leave.
Listen,
So I'm finna get out of here.
No,
man.
let me tell you. Let me
no.
tell you how this goes.
That's
It's
fine.
9:55 right now. Now I know Kenzie want him to hang out with her all day.
This is fine, bro.
So I mean, we
You ain't
got
gotta tell me number one
5
time.
minutes left in the
Hey,
show,
this ain't
and
my
I still
first
got
rodeo,
commercials
man.
to play.
This
we got
ain't my
paid.
first rodeo. I know how this go.
I was bringing it to a
Everybody
close.
who's listening this morning, man, I'm gonna see y'all another 6 months when I come back. Cause I know what's going on. This the way of
They're-
telling you to get out of
All
here.
right, before we go, these people who you have in front of you are now on the stand. Have I ever, when we've come in here, walked in here without Plies having a record and come in and talked about his IG post?
100%
And-
all the time.
And have I ever said, we got to get him on the air?
Yes, and you play his IG all the time on the show.
Right, because it's a part of you, and I'm telling you, it's like just because I treat him like records.
You think I'm finna believe a guy who got a shirt on with a woman with a bandana wrapped around her face? You think I'm finna genuinely believe it? that guy there was in Oregon Road, man. I'm not finna believe this guy, man.
Whatever, man. Hey,
Guy was Oregon Road.
Purple Heart first single is all the above. It is out there right now with Plies
Appreciate
and
it, man.
Kevin Gates, man. He is always home. You always welcome here. All right, man.
All right, love, always.
All
Thank you
right,
for
man.
coming in.
All right, we got to get up out here and play these commercials before we get in trouble, dog. We out live.
Whatever